asking what's next.
What's next is gonna be like, let me see. We just came out with a huge body of work, which is the album Angloga Junction. So we're still continuing promotion for Angloga Junction. We are still looking at touring with Angloga Junction, Africa, Europe, America, Australia, like world tour with it. Definitely so. And then now, freestyles are coming up alongside, you know. Like I gave you the Putu freestyle, which is a big hit song, got 1 million views in 5 days. Big thing, big thing.
What does Putu mean?
Putu is I say it's an acronym or something. It's pray until the unexpected unravels. So
Okay.
it's Putu. But locally, it means it's like push your eyes out. Like when you make that pose, when you stand and your eyes like I will Putu, like Putu, you know, like when you stand with your eyes up, like it's a danceable song, and it speaks about the combination is actually the interesting fact, where the song is like a street people relatable song, and is people love it. It's kids love it, old people love it. And it still talks about prayer. So the combination is confusing. And in the whole song, I was speaking in tongues. I was not saying any words that even I know. I was caught up in the spirit. So I was speaking tongues. Wow. You know, because music is spiritual.
Right.
And then the part that says pray, pray, you go better. Pray, 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 you go better. Salema, 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 salema. Yeah, that's the part that's understandable.
Watch out, boom shot. You tell him say there is a make the weight and murmur now. So this one is short shot. It can't stop. Boom shots.
Boom shots.
All right, here we go. Waiting for Stonebwoy.
We're back again. We're back here again, man. Yo, what has been happening? We're still gonna have this chat for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna do this no matter what. So we're not gonna have to recap a whole bunch of stuff because
no, we're just going straight up.
Straight on. Keep forward, never back, always forward, right?
Straight away, no back, no.
All right, everybody.
No backwardness.
Everybody on here, when you fell off, was asking me about collaborations, new collaborations. So we're going to talk about those. But before we do that, I want to Harry Wilson thing. Can I just say congratulations again on the new album, amazing album.
Big respect, yeah.
That video nominate is crazy.
Big thing.
And hold on, you laugh when you say big thing, but you know what? Honestly, I say big respect to you, because you know what? I really realize, like, you literally are heading up your own label. You have done for a long time. So I'm assuming all of this stuff you're making, it's you. You're doing all this. You're putting all this up.
100%. 100%, my dear. 100%.
Big respect.
You know?
That is
big
crazy.
up, yeah, I see Bling Blank from Jamaica. Big up herself. She directed the video with me and Beanie Man.
Oh,
yo, I have to say that.
You got the
big up the whole IOCTN team same way, you know?
Exactly. And all right, let's
yo, Michael Blankson, I see you. Ghana's fan boy, I see you, Michael. Yeah, I'm trying to be fine like you, Blankson. I'm trying to be fine like you, bro.
So finally, everyone got themselves back in. Let's
back in. We're going to have Chief Stars. I'm acting. Yo, Ken Tullis, Norway. Yo, everybody's in right now. Yeah, let's do this.
On and popping. We've had, they can't stop you, Stonebwoy. They can't stop us. This has
to cool. We say, well, the party, Larry, we are crank up, joke up, boy. Dead finally feed them time up. We never run out of fire, killer. Boy, we desire, just wait till you sing thing. Big up all of the talk them, Mad move.
You mentioned Beanie Man. I want to say shout out to the king of the dancehall, Jamaica, Beanie Man. You had a collab with him,
Sean Paul. Big up to Sean Paul, same way, yeah.
Who we did lives with just a few months ago. Very, very cool people, but huge artists from Jamaica and doing their thing, Grammy award-winning artists. So you've been able to connect with all of these people. I mean, who else is there? There's iOctane, there's Sizzler, Kalonji, Blaze Up the Fire, shout out to Sizzler, all these people that you've done collabs with, you know, you really have.
Well on there, well on there. Big up.
We're not going to lose you again, are we? Shout out to
Bounty Killer. Where I talk about Richie Stevens. I just dropped a collab with them. Like last week, they dropped it. It's Money Money remix, you know? Big song. So it's only looking good for Ghana and the whole, you know, the whole dancehall reggae fraternity worldwide. And even the Afro beats, because we represent this trio, you know, we represent the Afro beats, the dancehall and the reggae. I mean, I represent that, and a lot of us represent that as well, because we are from the continent, and like I told you already, these are the genres of music that we defend, because it's born out of Black origin, and it's in our DNA, and as versatile as we are, you know that, you know, we keep representing for this.
Well, that's what I was, you know, I wanted to just give you big respect about what you're doing, because you're doing all this by yourself, and this is something that you are really winning in, because we talk about our own businesses. We're in a time where people are talking about Black-owned businesses, and, you know, people owning their own work, owning your own masters. You know, you are doing all of these things, and you're doing
I think
a high level. I mean, you're not relying on a record label, it seems, to get you a collab with Kerry Hilson or Sean or B. And this is all your own record label, correct?
Absolutely. You're right.
That's burning.
Right. Yeah, burn it on. You don't say burn it on. Keep it burn it on. Burn it on. So in a one word, it's a burn it on.
Okay.
Burn it on music group, you know? Yeah.
That video was incredible, I'd like to say. Where was it shot?
It was shot in the one with Kerry Hilson was shot between, it's called Nominate, was shot between New York and New Jersey. You know, It was like a film factory. So we had to, and guess what? That same week was when the whole Corona thing hit proper. So
really?
God knows, we're lucky, man. It was the last week to everything shutting down, that like the last 2 days. And so we had to change the locations, and that was a plan B that really worked for us. So I'm grateful to the whole team. Big respect to Denzel Williams for directing that video as well. It's a great masterpiece, and I think the world loves it, and I appreciate that work as well. Because that sound itself is a combination of, you have a feeling when you listen to the sound. You hear some Afrobeat, you hear some R&B, you hear some dancehall. It's a beautiful blend of whatever I represent sonically. Yeah.
Definitely. And what an out, you know, it made it to the Tidal International flagship cover. Shout out to Tidal.
You know,
at the playlist when you get a chance. But no, it was a really unique sound, but at the same time, you know, something we feel like it was very natural for you. Who produced that?
It was produced by Grammy, whatever, like his profile is tall. It's called Dre Harris.
Yeah.
So Dre Bombay.
Oh,
you know? Big one.
I hear that you had some crazy number of producers on there, something like 13, 14 producers working on that album.
Yeah, it's a 15-track album, but it has 13 producers work on it. So each sound has something to give. Each song has something beautiful about it.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, it was like, I like the fact, it seems like it was a big body of work for a long time, or?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it feels like that. And it was, you know, it's crazy because you really feel like you are uniting Africa also, you know, like shout out to Nasty C, you have a feature with him on there. The album is fire too, you know, and that really comes from, actually, you know, if we really go back in history, like Kwame Nkrumah also.
Yeah, Kwame, no, that's it, Kwame Nkrumah, you know.
Yeah,
Kwame Nkrumah is one of the.
Yeah, Ghana. Exactly.
Uniting Africa. He was uniting Africa with all the ideas that he had. That's why he even got up there, he went all the way to Egypt to find a wife. So he was trying to unite Africa, and he was the founding father of Ghana's independence, one of the founding fathers, and Africa's independence as well. But you know, just like the Muammar Gaddafi, just like the Julius Nyerere, just like the Thomas Sankaras, and all these big names that have had Africa at heart to unite the people. And I think we can only, you know, look onto those footprints and want to make Africa a great place, you know, like a greater place, you know. So, you know, I can also only do that through my music, you know, because we all have roles to play. I do not have to be a politician. I do not have to be a state person, like holding a state post. But me as an influencer, as a musician that God has given a voice and a gift, I can also do the most that I can to unite Africa.
We're not losing. Yes, no, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, talking about the Almighty, talking about God, you know, you go by, you have a phrase that you always say, BHIM. For those of us in here today, what is the meaning of BHIM, or the term BHIM Nation?
Yeah, man. BHIM, like I always say, you know, BHIM is a sound, is an awakening sound, is an energetic sound. So I would say, BHIM, BHIM, BHIM. You know, it wakes you up and it gives you that kick and that energy. It's that spark plug that gets you going on, yeah? It's that starter. But as well, I realize that there can be no breath. There can be no human walking on this earth, except you're not human, that don't breathe the air that God gives for you to wake up, you know? Except that you're working with an oxygen box, and when that is taken away from you, you know, you're as good as a dead man. So I always give thanks to God, you know. So I always bless His Imperial Majesty's name. You know, say His Imperial Majesty is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conquering of the tribe of Judah. You know, Him alone stands. So HIM is Him.
Him.
You know, and whatever we do, no matter the religious separations, no matter whatever opinions that we have, we have the knowledge of one supreme being, which is His Imperial Majesty. Even if it is her, is an H.
Okay.
So that is it. So that is it. So we say BHIM. So we say bless His Imperial Majesty, and we give thanks for everything every day, and we keep going through life, bringing music to the people, making our lifestyle show, you know, what we represent, and have people emulate and see us as role models, whilst we also look up to people who have done the best for the continent and for humanity. So when you hear BHIM, you know, you're standing for the right cause, you know. So it's an awakening sound that blesses Imperial Majesty, it means, yeah?
Just wake up and you're like, BHIM.
Give thanks, anytime, any minute. You know, Rastaman say, yeah, give thanks, bless up, give thanks. And we say, BHIM. I don't say, yeah, that's it. So when you hear the BHIM sound, that is the breakdown, actually, you know? So, you know, so when you hear BHIM Nation, you know, my nation is a nation that gives thanks to the Most High, you know, for everything, for the successes that we chalk, for the struggles that we go through, for the hurdles that we climb, for the mountains that for everything in life, good or bad, because we believe that in the end, whatever we go through, we're going to get to an expected end, you know, which is going to be the best place for us. So we don't give up. So that's my nation, you know.
Talk about not giving up. You know, I must salute you. You know, I read that you have overcome an injury when you first started in the music industry. You know, like that was very early.
very early.
What happened?
No, it was a motor accident. Like, you know, it's part of my history. So, you know, growing up as a teenager, I got involved in an accident, a huge one that had actually had a toll on my life, and has actually shaped me to be here. That, you know, here, you know, I'm here today because of that. I'm strong today because of that. So I can only keep blessing the name of His Imperial Majesty, you know, for taking us through life, you know, and all these things. Is it
part of your daily life? You know, it seems like that faith has got you through, not physical, emotional, spiritual, but like it's not easy to just get where you are. You are someone at a young age who has become a big, powerful movement of your own. I mean,
absolutely.
bad fans, by the way, can I just say? Like you have mad fans. Shout out to all the BHIM Nation fans because they, you know, you have international fans, and it's crazy that you have, you know, people. Did you ever think that this would be you? Like, did you ever think you would have created this impact?
All I ever thought was to make an impact.
Okay.
And it's happening. So, you know, a positive impact in the end. I knew that I had something to give, so I never relented. All the way from primary school, I knew that I had the innate of music. I had a talent that I could represent through music, you know, because that is the calling,
right.
You know. So if one thing I told myself is that if I did it well, or if I practiced and if I obeyed and I pushed, I know it's going to get me to a better end, because
right.
there have been people who have pushed through their stories, like the Bob Marleys, like all of these top names that have come from the grass to grace. All these ones have inspired us all from across all walks of life, not only musical, but from the likes of the Mandelas, the likes of the Kwame Nkrumah, the likes of the freedom fighters, the Kotokas. We have people that are, you know, all these people have actually, when I look at them, I knew that wherever I was as a young boy, I had hopes to get somewhere one day. And if this is where I am today, I know I can only go further. So, you know, that was it.
And congratulations. You have, you know, I'm sure you seem like you have manifested the ultimate success story. And I know there's much more for you, but this is a crazy situation where you were in, where you've done all this by yourself. Again, I commend you, because, you know, a lot of artists, they look to want to get signed. They want to be signed to a label. And, you know, what is your advice at this point to anybody who's going through a difficult time, but they have dreams and maybe they're not getting a record deal, maybe they're not getting, you know, people investing in them? What do you say to those types? What advice can you give?
What I can say is that it's not an easy road. I think today or yesterday we all saw what Kanye West was tweeting about how it's like a new form of slavery, where all these record labels are keeping him and his brothers and all these things enslaved, and that it is a choice if you want to be enslaved now in today's world.
Right.
So this only comes back to the reality of the fact that there's a lot of things going on behind the scene. You know, when you see all these superstars going up and down, showing a good life and all of that, you have to now understand that it's not an easy thing that's going on down there. Right. You know, so you cannot only get caught up on the glitter part of what they show you. You have to also understand that there's something behind that. So as a young person that is coming up or want to succeed like myself, I did not only look at the glitter part of it, I also realized that there's supposed to be a lot of work done to get you there. So why not? I started to do the work for myself, and I pushed, and I'm continuing to do the work for myself anyway. So even to realize at this juncture that that it's even worse what they go through, irrespective of what they show, I'm only grateful that I'll continue to push myself and, you know, continue to invest in myself the best way that I can. It's not easy because these people own the mainstream, you know what I mean? So in the end, they decide who's mainstream and who's not.
Right.
But so far as at this juncture, they cannot decide how hard you work. Keep working hard. And definitely there's going to be the fans out there. And luckily enough, I mean, even the internet is controlled. You know what I mean? So right now, you can't really find all these things as advantages, because when you try to do the most via a medium like the internet, the owners can show you one through whichever medium. They can tell you, say, yo, we're not going to make this go through.
Yeah. I mean, you just mentioned,
you know,
Kanye had his Twitter like suspended. So, you know, just because he was
So you can imagine once Twitter doesn't belong to you and I, Instagram don't belong to us, YouTube don't belong to us, all these things don't belong to us. There's a control.
Right.
So in the end, I believe that we have to understand these dynamics to be able to also know where we are going to, because most of us as young people see a lot of glitter or see a lot of bright color stuff that's going on, and we do not understand. Like, for instance, it's not an easy road. This life we live as musicians or artists or as whatever is the same, is the real, is that same life that you live. So we take it one day at a time. Like there's a saying that says, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean.
Right.
So they didn't just say little drops of water make an ocean. It makes a mighty ocean. So it's just pure. It's what you do consistently. The little things, the real things, you know. So
all makes a difference.
It all makes a difference. So now that we know it's all not rosy at the top, and they say the top is lonely, we should appreciate where we are now and do the most, you know, before we lose it, when we get to the top.
Well, you said it best, right? Life is a journey, and you hear this all the time. It's really not where the destination is, it's really the journey to the destination, because once you're at the destination, who knows? We don't know. But when you're on the journey, that's the time when all of these things are happening and you're learning. And, you know, again, it's not an easy road. Shout out to Buju Banton, as he puts it.
It's not an easy road, man.
Exactly. Like,
and you know the song on my album Journey, you know?
Yeah.
The song on my album Journey, it says it all. Life is a journey, yeah, a journey, yeah. Life is a journey, yeah. Life is a long, long journey, yeah. Say man tired, no be say I be lazy. In the night I be security, for day I be lazy. Man tired, see the body know the past. See me waiting I go do for a better day. If it work, we know say. If it work, if it let me know the rest. In every work I do my best, nothing come first. If it work, we know we never go like domino. Vibe magazine, they don't beep.
For real, you know, for real. But listen, people are asking what's next.
What's next is gonna be like, let me see. We just came out with a huge body of work, which is the album Angloga Junction. So we're still continuing promotion for Angloga Junction. We are still looking at touring with Angloga Junction, Africa, Europe, America, Australia, like world tour with it. Definitely so. And then now, freestyles are coming up alongside, you know? Like I gave you the Putu freestyle, which is a big hit song, got 1 million views in 5 days. Big thing.
What does Putu mean?
Putu is an acronym or something. It's pray until the unexpected unravels. So it's Putu. But locally, it means it's like push your eyes out. Like when you make that pose, when you stand and your eyes like I will Putu, like Putu, you know, like when you stand with your eyes up, like it's a danceable song, and it speaks about the combination is actually the interesting fact, where the song is like a street people relatable song, and is people love it. It's kids love it, old people love it. And it still talks about prayer. So the combination is confusing. And in the whole song, I was speaking in tongues. I was not saying any words that even I know. I was caught up in the spirit. So I was speaking tongues. Wow. You know, because music is spiritual.
Right.
And then the part that says pray, you go better. Pray, you go better. Salema. Yeah, that's the part that's understandable.